So I almost feel guilty about the fact that I um, haven't played baccarat since Monday, I guess. Yeah, Monday. That's what it says right there. Monday, 16th of February. But yeah, I've been kind of busy with blackjack because there's a certain amount of interest in blackjack on the channel, but not as much as baccarat. There's no doubt about that. And I just checked the blog stats for the Target Betting blog, which has now been up for about 15 years. Might even be longer than that, actually. And interest has shot up again on that, but that's mostly baccarat, simply because most of the hits are coming from Eastern countries, East Asian countries, which we used to call Oriental. And then somehow that became a wrong thing, a politically incorrect thing to say, which to me is utter bollocks. I mean, we're Occidental and they're Oriental. And I don't think anybody gets insulted if a Chinaman were to say to us, well, you flipping Occidentals. You know, I mean, it's just the right words. But anyway, never mind that. The most important thing, obviously, when you look at something like this is, do all of the positive numbers offset the negative ones? And please keep in mind about the negative ones that in every single case, the money has been recovered by switching over to blackjack, where the maximum allowed bet, the table limit, is twice the 50,000 at baccarat. Okay, so at a certain point, you have to, after making sure that you have an enormous bankroll, after making sure that you believe in the strategy, that you trust it, that you are fully trained in implementing it, and also that you never go to any of these table games unless you are at your best, fully alert, stone cold sober, well rested, well fed, not busting for a pee or whatever, not sitting in a draft, not sitting beside somebody who keeps nattering in your ear and farting or whatever. You know, you have to have optimum conditions. And so I'm going to switch over to Excel for a moment just to show you a little bit more detail. All right, so here it is. 27 wins, 3 losses. Keeping in mind that the 3 losses are fully recovered with extra profit at blackjack, but never mind that. Let's forget about the blackjack offsets for a little bit and just look at these numbers right here, okay? So we have 27 wins, 208,256, 3 losses, a total of 140,585. What we've got is a final outcome, a final result, positive 67,671, 30 shoes altogether. So that's an average win of 2,260 per shoe. Okay. And this lot dates back to the 1st of January. So that means that in 6 weeks, a little over 6 weeks, call it 7 weeks if you like, we've managed to achieve a win of 67,671 plus whatever we won at blackjack, right? So I think we can assume that we were successful over the last 30 whatevers. And this is, you know, I'm always saying in these things, and sometimes I feel as if I'm talking to myself, but I'm always saying, you know, you have to respect the numbers. You have to know the numbers. You have to feel comfortable with the strategy. You have to have a lot of money behind you and all of those other things that I just mentioned about being sort of wide awake and happy, comfortable in your own skin, all of that stuff. Because these things matter. And please remember, most people in casinos are stressed for one reason or another. Because of the noise, because they've been losing, because they haven't been sleeping, they've been messing around, drinking too much, doing stuff like that, which is what everybody is entitled to do. But once they lose all their money, they are not entitled, in my opinion, to complain, okay? Okay, and what I didn't do here, oh horrors, was to make sure that the negatives stand out properly. I struggled actually to try and get Excel to match the line width, the line depth, or whatever. Couldn't do it, but anyway, we've got the result here. 67,671 profit, 30 shoes, bloody blah, 7 weeks max. 7's into 67. That's near enough 10,000 a week. And of course, these 30 shoes did not take more than about actual hours of play, even if we played them in full. Well, actually, there are a lot more than no, 30 shoes is wrong. That's 30 days. No, hang about. Okay, I'm always telling you folks that I make mistakes and I find them and fix them. Some of these sessions obviously had multiple shoes, but you can be absolutely certain that however many shoes it was in total, and we can find that out in a moment, but it's 57 days. That's the main thing, okay? So we're talking about an average daily result. Oh, here we go again. I've got another bloody boo-boo here, so I'll fix that. We're making, on average, a little over 1,000 a day, 1,200 a day, right? Which is not terrible. All I'm trying to say is look at the numbers, trust me, and then know that this 140,000 fight, we probably got about 150,000 back from blackjack. I'll have the complete results in just a moment. In fact, I can probably go and get them right now. Why not? Okay, so here's the first one. 65,000 recovered. We'd lost this lot here, which is 53,000 roughly from that session. So 65,000 plus down here another 70,000, having lost a shitload here, and then another 105,000. So we're looking at 240,000, right? 65,000 plus it's 135,000, 240,000. So, that's pretty bloody good, I reckon. But, you may disagree, and you're entitled to disagree, but, I'm giving you facts, I'm giving you information, I'm giving you real numbers here. And so the total result is, well, we've got another 240,000 right here. Oops. Get that right, man. So we're looking at 317,000, which certainly improves this number here, doesn't it? I mean, it's just a question of me saying to you, look, these are facts. This happened. Everything was recorded. It's all been posted. If you don't believe it, then there's nothing I can do for you. I'm sorry. That's it. Over and out. But, geez, honestly. Well, that helps a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Duh. Oh, but then it's wrong up here. Oh well. Nothing I can do about that. So the average daily result, if I say plus N13 plus that there and that and that, 5,400 average daily result. Make of that what you will. All right then, so we're going to start a new shoot for 9 and a Lily. Saturday the 25th, can't believe it. And please remember, I have no control over what this thing throws at me. And if it's the same 1,000 shoes repeated over and over again, which somebody commented on, I don't believe that's true. But if it is true, it doesn't matter. As long as I'm not picking them. And I don't pick them. They just chuck them at me and I do what I do. So there we go. We start as usual. And +1 for the win. And 51. And repeat. And 1, 2. And win it, then minute. Yes, I know. Even I'm driven mad by these little slogans, but I'm just trying to get across how basically simple all of this is. So long as you've got the rules fixed in your mind, you know what you're doing, and you believe in it, and you just keep working at it. That's another repeat. And back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2. 3, 4. Here we go. Oh, well done. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat, and the repeat is all about, if the bet is 100 or more, then I won't take less than 100 as a profit for turnaround. And if it's less than 100, then I'll take 75. Now I've lost myself. I've got to stop talking. That's the trick. 50, 150. Lost the repeat. So 51. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we are. Back to the min. +1. +1. 1, 2. The most important thing is taking human interaction away completely. The more choices you make, the more mistakes you're going to make. It's as simple as that, really, honestly. So, if you've got a strategy which makes all your decisions for you, then it's kind of like playing the basic strategy at blackjack. It's very helpful because you don't have to agonize thinking, oh, what should I do? You just follow the rules. And that's a good thing. I mean, I think basic strategy is terrific because it's basically just common sense. That's all it is. I mean, it's just logic, common sense, arithmetic, So you gotta appreciate that. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. Double for the tie. We do that after a push up to 100, and after that we don't do it. Okay, so now we're on 200, 200, 3, 4. Yeah, of course it is. It's 3, 4. What's the matter with me? There we go. But watching these professional losers, I mean, it's so depressing. These YouTube guys, they just, but they're doing their thing because it's making them a ton of money, and it's making the casinos very happy, which is very important to them. Double for the tie. Whoops, double for the tie. There we go. That's 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Try again. There we are. Minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51. 2, 3. Minimum. +1. 51. 2, 3. Here we go. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play it, please. There we go. All right. Back to the min. +1. Plus another one. 1, 2. Oops, that didn't work, did it? It happens quite a lot. 1, 2. Minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Minimum. +1. Nice one. 1, 2. Sometimes it's too easy. But then it gets really nasty. So, always be ready for that. Double for the tie. We'll take that. We're not greedy. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51, 2, 3. Yeah, we're in the groove with this one for sure. We're only 2 bets ahead, 29 to 27, but look at the difference. Volume 1, 4,400, 29, divide that by 29, and then 21, 25 divided by 27. I mean, you know, anybody who doubts that you can bet in such a way that you win more when you win than you lose when you lose. Well, I just don't know what to say to them. You know, it's just drain damage. Another plus. Another plus. Plus max. I don't like to do more than 5. You can do what you want. Okay, we'll chase that. Okay, that's 3, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that was a squeaker, wasn't it? Damn. But 1 point is enough. Double for the loss. Repeat. Double for the tie. Okay, we're going to be rolling forward any minute, aren't we? That's 1, 2, I think. All right, we're stuck there, I think. Are we? No? Yes? No? Yeah, we are. All right, so we're rolling over at 3, 4 on player. Start new shoe. Start new shoe. I always do what I'm told. Unfailingly. And all this stuff, you know, all these burns and cuts and splices and directional something or others, it's all bollocks. 3, 4. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh dear. 15, 8, and we're running to banker. We're going to be running away from this one pretty soon, I think. 15, 8. Running to bank. Ay, ay, ay. That's 5, 6. Look it. Wook it, as my grandson used to say when he was a tiddler. That's a funny little boy. Then he went really weird. He's decided he's a different gender. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand any of that stuff. Never mind. It's not my life, is it? We're plussing now. Plussing madly. Wow. Keep doing that now. We stop at 5. All right, that's good enough. Back to the min. +1. +1. It's one of those 3-card 7s there. I ran a check on that. That is such a bloody rip-off, that push on a 3-card banker 7. That is such a, you know, I mean, unbelievable. They're bloody thieves, the casinos now, you know. And now Las Vegas is struggling because their occupancy is down and visitors are down like 8% and stuff like that. And yeah, it's the Trump effect mostly, but it's also the fact that the casinos now just screw you everywhere you turn, every which way. Where the hell are we now? All right, and that's a double for the tie. I'll keep this up, and now we're at plus max. We drop back to plus max. I like this. We only had 1, didn't we? Plus max, so we've got to chase that. Okay, so that's going to be 4-5 because it's on the banker. It will be the last on the bank if we don't win it. We did win it. All right. Back to the min. +1. 1-2. 3-5 and running away from the bank again. 8-5, so that's 2-1 on player. 3-2. 1-2. 1-2. There it is. Good as gold. Minimum on player. +1. 51. 2-3. You know, I mean, and there are people out there who say that I control this somehow, and it's just so bloody stupid. But there we are. There's a lot of stupid around these days, isn't there? That looks to me like a lot. Lost 329. So that's 3-4 now, isn't it? Try again. 7-8. Oh dear. There we go. All is well. Back to the min. So important. 1-2. Back to the min. Double for the loss, that is. And then 1-2. Try again. 3-4. 7-8. Thank you, player. Appreciate it. Double for the loss. 1-2. Yeah, this is quite a squirrely one, this one, isn't it? It's all over the place. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. Minimum. Double for the loss. 1-2. That's good. Oops, no, don't want to do that. Back to the min. +1. 51. 2-3. 5-6. Well done, player. Back to the min. +1. 51. Repeat. Minimum. Double for the tie. 51. 2-3. Timing's good. All right, so we'll take the 2-3. That time, see, I mean, 34 wins, 32 losses, and look at the win volume again. You know, I mean, it's just what can I say to you folks? Really, damnation. Anyway, that's good. Let's save the shoe, and then we'll have a look at them. All but the blade shoes. And I've got a bit of work to do here. Just a bit of tidying. All right, so in my book, a win of 6,595 in 24 minutes is pretty bloody good. But you know, your Dana Whites and your high rollers and all the rest of it, they say, chump change. Jesus, I give that to the Valley Parker. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to believe Dana White when he says he won 16.5 million at Caesars and dented their quarterly report, then have at it, But honestly, what a load of bollocks. Yeah, none of these guys, because of the way they bet. I mean, I've watched, Dana White doesn't have his own channel, at least as far as I know. So I've just watched little spurts of him playing, and he bets a tight spread. He bets big bucks, but very tight spread, which means he's toast. He is toast over time. And the guy talks a much better game than he bets, that's for sure. But anyway, even though Dana White would not be impressed, I quite like 6,600 in 24 minutes. And we'll go and have a look at the shoes. Oh, I did that the wrong way around. Never mind. Doesn't really matter, does it? There we go. You've got 34 wins, 10,220, 32 losses, 6,025. So, that's obviously a good average win over average loss number. And then the other one was similarly. And I'll be doing that, in the Excel thing, so you'll see exactly what the story is. But we only won two more than we lost. 35 into 5,500 and 33 into 3,100. I mean, just do the arithmetic, folks. It's easy peasy. And I'll catch up with you later. Okie dokie then. So we are looking good. The house edge against us has settled down to pretty much expectation for this. Just paused before a bit of a choke. Never mind. Anyway, 1.3% is pretty much on the button, for baccarat. However you look at it, banker won 46.4% of the time. Player won 44.1%. Ties were 9.4%. I mean, everything is exactly as you would expect. As exact as it gets anyway. So we're looking really good. We're looking at a total of what? That's 11,000, 12,000, around 12,000 rounds altogether, 285 shoes. We're looking really nice. Down the bottom we go. We had a slight edge, a player edge this time of 2.8%, which I'm never very happy about. But I got no control over these things. I just have to take what I'm given. So we had a win of 6,595. That's 38 times the average bet. We had an average win this time of 228 over an average loss of 140. That's an average win value over average loss value of 162%, which is bloody good. And yet there are still people out there who say, no, you can't do that unless you're cheating. Hey. What can I say? Here we are. We should have lost based on the 1.26%. Actually, that's even closer to what expectation is. It's somewhere. It's a little bit under minus 1.3%. They say, or a little bit over, depending on how you look at it. So we should have lost 70,000. Instead, we won 383,000. And along the way, we had a couple of nasty losses. Which were recovered at blackjack, and we'll go down there for that in a moment. But what we're looking at is continued success, an occasional bloody shit show, but that's what you get with these games, and as long as you've got money behind you, and as long as you believe in what you're doing, and as long as you stick with the strategy, and only play when you're at your best, blah, 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 all the stuff that I keep on sort of banging on about, you'll do fine. But if you play like the pro losers on YouTube, forget it. Anyway, I'm going to start this thing on Substack pretty soon about taking on GlueTube, as I'm going to call it. It seems that nobody else has actually used that term, so I've got to try and find what their font is, and not copy it too closely, but it's certainly sans serif, but it's a big fat font. and I can then write about GlueTube and all its sins. The most important thing, as far as I'm concerned, is the advertising gambling and glorifying gambling in material that can be seen all over the world by people of all ages, all kinds of vulnerabilities, all kinds of disadvantages. And it's just problematic that YouTube is not required anywhere in the world to restrain itself from basically promoting gambling, which is what's happening here. And YouTube will use the usual sort of social media excuse where we just provide the platform, we don't provide the content. Well, I tell you what, guys, you need to control the content. And I'm just going to keep up my campaign. I don't care that it's a one-man campaign. Most things that get changed take one person who's obsessed to get it done, and eventually we'll get there. I honestly believe that. I haven't updated the chart yet, so I'll do that right now. Plus that one there, and plus that one there, and then we just got to bring this down to here, and then this needs to be adjusted accordingly. And so that's all done. And the front page currently is doing pretty nicely. 30 shoes, average win 2,653. And it's always the same, folks. All I can say to you is, take it or leave it, believe it or not. And what you're looking at is fact, truth, honesty, accuracy. And yes, I make mistakes, but I always find them, and I always fix them, and I always talk about them. And these people who pretend to be perfect, I've got absolutely no time for them at all, and I'd have no time for me if I thought I was perfect. I'm telling you that. I'd have to run away and hide. Perfect people are a pain in the ass because they make us all look bad. So, what else? Nevada numbers. Have we been there lately? This is until the end of December last year. So just remember this whole thing about, the numbers that they quote you, where 21 has a house edge of less than 1%, and yet here it is, they're winning 13%. Craps is less than 1.5%, but they're winning 16%. Roulette is less than 5.5%, but they're winning 19%. Don't ever play Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker. They're an absolute disaster. Baccarat is supposed to be about 1.27% against you. They're winning 16% at large-scale Baccarat and 12% at mini-bac. And I don't know why that is. I have no idea, and I don't really care, to be honest. What I do know is that if you bet the way the pros do on YouTube, you'll lose your money hand over fist. If you bet my way, you might get into serious trouble once in a blue moon, but mostly you'll just kick ass. It's as simple as that. So there you have it. All done for now. I'll talk to you later.